All right, speaking of all things Ohio right now, and a day we have so many entrants in the race, this is the one Republican that so far is not, I repeat, not running for president. He is the congressman from that fine state, Jim Jordan. What he makes of the governor's announcement. Good to have you, Congressman.
Good to be with you, Neil.
So you're not running yet.
I'm not.
First of all, on Governor Kasich, who are you supporting?
I'm not endorsing anyone, but Governor Kasich is a good candidate, good governor, and I think part of a good field. It's funny, Professor Sabato, I've heard Governor Kasich tell that story about when he sat down with Nixon and gave him a piece of his mind. So definitely has the, I think, energy and the tenacity you need to run in a tough campaign.
But did he ask you, Congressman, to support?
He's talked to some Ohio members.
And you said, I'm holding on.
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm for the Republican, and it's a good field.
Would that include Donald Trump?
Well, yeah, what Mr. Trump said the other day was not appropriate. But
if he were the nominee, Congressman,
well, whoever wins, we got a long process. We'll see who wins. But I'll be for the Republican nominee because we know whoever that is going to be better than Hillary Clinton or the socialist Bernie Sanders, whoever wins their nomination.
The reason why I mentioned it, not to belabor the point, is that even with these remarks that Trump has made, he still leads in the polls. Now, that could change, as you remind me often that it does. But what do you make of that? If this doesn't really affect him or put
I think it will. I think voters will weigh that. But I do, John McCain's a good man. He is certainly a war hero. Even though I don't always agree with Mr. McCain and policy decisions, have a good relationship with the senator. But I do think Americans are frustrated with what they see not happening in Washington, and that reflects in some of these polls.
You mentioned someone like a Sanders, you mentioned someone like a Trump. Do you think about it, Congressman? You and I have talked about it, this populist rage that's out there on the left and the right, but this idea that whether it's not necessarily the messenger, but their message. And I'm wondering whether that speaks to something that the established candidates might not be addressing.
Well, there's a frustration. Pew Research did a poll a few weeks back. 63%. Neil, you know why 63% of Republican voters think Republicans aren't doing what they said they were going to do? Because we're not. And so that's the frustration they feel. We have to do what we told them we were going to do when we ran for the job last November. Stop the corporate welfare, reform our social safety net system to incentivize work.
Well, why aren't you guys doing that? Do you blame it on your speaker?
Well, we have to do a better job, Republicans, but it's tough with the 60-vote hurdle in the Senate, and up until this past 6 months, it's been tough with Harry Reid in the Senate, and obviously with Barack Obama in the White House. So it is frustrating.
But there are a lot of your colleagues who do blame the leadership, that the get along, go along, and that Tea Parties, for example, are very angry.
We certainly have to do a better job. Yeah. But again, I come back to with Governor Kasich's announcement, this is a good field. I remind someone, in 1996, you know who finished 8th in the Iowa Republican primary? A guy named Maury Taylor. We never even heard of the guy. He's a wealthy guy, spent a bunch of his own money. But today, think about this field. The guy in 8th place is a guy like Bobby Jindal or John Kasich, good person, good governors, good candidates. That shows you the breadth and depth of the Republican field. And my belief is whoever wins is going to be a good candidate.
All right, I want to touch on this with my next guest. But do you think when it goes back to your state, everyone gathers in Cleveland, we'll even have a nominee?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're talking the year when we have the convention. Of course we'll have a nominee.
No, but by the time you get there, when it starts, you don't have someone with the number of delegates needed.
We've always had that, so I assume we will again. It'd be unusual for modern-day politics not to. So I think, look, you got to have the semifinals before you get to the finals. We're going to have a good semifinals with a lot of good candidates. Let's see who wins, and whoever that is, we know they're going to be better than Hillary Clinton. Let's get behind them and make sure they're the next president of the United States.
What if it isn't Hillary Clinton?
Well, if they're, we make a lot of, the conservative against the establishment on the Republican side. Bernie Sanders is a socialist, getting 30-some% of the vote. Are you kidding me? That shows you how radical some people on the left are. So we'll see if he can beat Hillary, but I assume it's going to be Secretary Clinton who'll be their nominee.
Congressman, it's always a pleasure. Thank you, sir, very, very much. All right.